Yo, what up? My name is Derek, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to set up multi-stream. Now, this is for you people that like to do YouTube and Kick and Twitch and even TikTok, or pretty much any like website that you want to stream live to. This will work. Now, a couple of things I will say right now: this is free. This isn't Restream, so you can use this on yours, and it's free. You just have to do a little more setting up, and it uses your resources and your bandwidth. Keep that in mind. But we'll get into that a little bit deeper. Let's talk about the program. So the program is called Aitum. I don't know how to say that, but essentially this is the website that you can download the software. So if you go to products and you go to multi-stream, you can download their multi-stream for completely free. And it says right here that it uses full use of your internet bandwidth, so you have to make sure of that. Now, if you do get this software and you do use it, keep in mind that when you do stream, it doesn't use 100% of your resources, just your bandwidth. So if you're streaming to like YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, it will only render and encode one stream, and those streams will just be copied but keep full quality to those other streaming platforms. Keep that in mind, okay? Anyways, you're gonna want to press on the download button, and once you have it downloaded, it's gonna bring it up to your OBS. So I'm gonna bring over my OBS and I'm gonna show you what it's gonna look like here. So this is my OBS currently, is what it looks like. And there's not a lot going on here, but essentially what's going to happen is you're going to open your OBS and you're going to get this section up here, this dock, right? And so what you're going to want to do with this dock is you're going to want to set some settings up in here. So general, you're going to see that the main canvas is when you're going to see your outputs. So you have, you can add an output. So you have all these options for outputs, right? So for example, mine's set to YouTube right now and Kick. So if I want to do my settings for YouTube, I just have to click on the settings. So if we go to output settings, you can see this is your stream key. So you want to go into your dashboard of your YouTube and you want to find your stream key and the server. Now you can see there's multiple servers. You also want to make sure when you set up your stream key that you do get, like, if you said it's like 1440p. If you don't have like a big channel, you might want to do that, because what happens is YouTube uses the VP9 codec. I'm not sure if they still use it on everybody's videos. They might have, but most of the time what used to happen is you used to get lower quality codecs if you stream 1080p 60 fps. But if you change your thing to be 1440p to 60 fps, like when you're rendering a video, it would automatically use the VP9 codec on YouTube, which make your video super, like, a lot better. It was way more clear. It was just better in general. So you might have to monkey with that. You might not even have to deal with that anymore. I'm not really 100% sure, but I do think if you can try creating one that's just 1080p 60 fps at the normal bitrate on YouTube, see what it does, and then if it doesn't look good or it doesn't use the VP9 codec, then change it up to like 1440. Now some of you ask me, do I have to change my output settings in OBS for that? You do not have to do that. You just have to make sure that your stream key is using that, because then the VP9 codec will be automatically applied to your stream key, even if you aren't streaming at 1440p. Okay. So I want to save that. Now you're going to see advanced settings. Now this is where you can change it if you want to change a different codec. Now I'll say this, right? Kick uses a different codec than YouTube and Twitch. So Twitch and YouTube, you're allowed to use the HSpec codec here, which is H.265. With Kick, you can only use 264. So keep that in mind. So you might want to change the Kick one, or you might want to use HVAC, because HVAC technically is better for quality and performance. You might want to use HVAC on your main streams, and then when you transfer over to like Kick, or when you stream on Kick, change it to H.264. Okay. Now keep in mind, I'm not 100% sure on this, but there's a very good chance that your computer will have to render twice because it's not using the same encoder. With this method, you're using the same encoder for all your streams, so it only has to encode it once. Whereas if you had Kick or something else using a different codec to get better quality, you might have to use more resources because you're encoding it technically twice. Keep in mind. Then you have audio settings. There's nothing really else there. That's pretty simple. Now, if we want to do TikTok, as you can see, I use TikTok, but we do not have the vertical Canva. Now, to set this up, it's going to be a little bit more tricky, but it's pretty simple. So what you want to do is, on this right side here, this will pop up automatically for you when you download the multi-stream plugin. But essentially what's going to happen is it's going to pop up and it's going to tell you to set it up. So essentially you can see here I have the vertical scenes, the vertical sources, and stuff like that. So when that's set up and when you change your settings up here, you're going to be asked to do a couple things here. There's this thing called virtual camera. Okay. So with virtual camera, essentially what it is a camera that allows you to change your camera in things that require a camera. Now on you would have to do this for TikTok specifically because TikTok doesn't allow you to get your stream key from them unless you use like Streamlabs. But if you go to TikTok and you open it up, you are able to set a camera in there. So as you can see here, we are currently at our TikTok live. And if I turn my preview on, you'll see this button here. This is what the camera looks like when it's turned off, okay? Now, if we turn on the camera by pressing this button here, right? This button looks like a camera, which will show this screen on my TikTok. You will now see that this is now shown on my TikTok. So now when I open up a game or when I open up something, this will show up on my TikTok live, okay? Pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple. The only problem with this is that, of course, you do have to then stream on TikTok. You don't get to use that encoder thing using the multi-stream method, but that's just something to look for. If you want to, you could use Streamlabs OBS if you really wanted to, because with Streamlabs OBS, you do get the option to connect your TikTok account. Now, there's a very good chance that TikTok might change it in the future to allow people to be able to use their stream key on platforms. They used to be able to, now you can't, so maybe not. I use a program called Axle Chat, which essentially is a chat plugin that allows you to configure everything at once. So if I were to go to my settings here, you're going to see a couple things, okay? So when you open up your settings, you're going to see your channel and stuff like that once you link it, whatever, right? So this is essentially going to be your YouTube. Now, the way I understand this one is that if you put your channel in here, it will load it every time you go live, and all you have to do is just refresh the app. So keep that in mind with YouTube. With Kick, you just got to put your channel in, pretty self-explanatory there. And then with TikTok, it's pretty much the same thing. You got to make sure that your channel name is correct, your YouTube and everything like that is correct. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And what happens essentially is every time somebody types, it will tell you where it's coming from, and then it will of course show up on this chat plugin here. And then on the bottom right, it will show you how many viewers you have total. I don't know if it works with TikTok though. I think it only works Kick and YouTube total. But yeah, anyways, that is essentially the chat that you can use for all of these multi-stream platforms. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Peace out.